All right. And so we are live. We're doing it live because I realized that if I don't do it live or anything like that, I'm going to put it on my computer, not save it, and not upload any videos. So if we want video uploads, we're gonna have to do them live because your boy just for some reason can't figure out how to get his life together. So, first, let's go over a few quick games. Um, I think I just clicked off of one. As you can see, I did 3 Blunder games last night. This one has been analyzed by my opponent. I have not done uh, the game review. Um, if we want to go through it real fast, just we'll turn off the lines. We can keep the evaluation, though. It was a real short game, 10 moves. E4, E5. They come out. I mean, this is all fairly standard stuff. Protect it. And so, obviously, goals are protect the center, protect my pawn. They push here, obviously coming for this move. This one, I think I tried something and it got goofy. So, I do know, though, that in this configuration, this is like the best move. I believe it's the best move, or it's a good move because now they can't play ya boy here, the knight to g5 because they'll blunder the knight. So then now we're just playing. I think I play. So it's a little complicated, right? It's a little complicated. I did play. Oh, I played this because. So for a second, I was like, "Oh no!" I just gave them back, G5, but I didn't because then I can castle, and that's a fairly common thing to do in this positione, which is fine. They castle, I castle just to get rid of it. They push up their A pawn to stop. I'm guessing to protect the B4 pawn from, or the B4 square from either my dark square bishop or my knight. I push up in the center. See, I knew this wasn't great. I knew this wasn't great when I did it. I probably should have pushed the D pawn up to D6, create a pawn chain, gets everything out, and it's just better overall. And so here I'm like, oh man, I messed up. I do come here. Yeah, again, I'm not doing the best moves, but neither is my opponent because he blunders. Well, it's not really a blunder, right? It's a trade of a dark square bishop and a light square bishop. But now I'm looking at here. This is protected. If you take, I feel like I'm in a lot better of a position than the eval bar is saying. And then they come here. Yeah, it wasn't the worst, and they just kind of. So here's what I'm thinking, right? And this is why I was like, oh, maybe they resigned because of this, and that is, I don't fully know, to be honest, because it's here. The threat they were giving was that they're going to take here, but then I'm going to take back with my knight. And so they have double isolated pawns. So I am better in this position, especially because I got queen. But they didn't have to do that. They could just move their queen here. So they're not actually in like that bad of a position. So I don't really truly understand the and here, let's see, I probably would have just kept developing. See, there's something here that I'm not seeing. They didn't have to. Let's push this up. Yeah, because they can take. Oof. Uh-oh. That wasn't great. I mean, is it seriously just take? No. No, it's something else. What is it? I hate it, but I'm going to do it. Knight to b5. Knight to b5. So it's just knight to b5? Oh. So come in here. Anyway, basically, once this comes up, it don't matter. It don't matter. Let's go to the next game. We're going to show off our 2 wins, which is awesome. Woohoo. Wins are fun. This one went on a bit longer. The first one, I don't agree with that resignation. I do agree with this one because they blundered pretty hard. Let's do a game review because we're not game reviewing the we're not doing a game review of. Yeah. I figured that we were both kind of that it was even. There was no point that I felt I had like such a great majority. Let's see. So here, yep. This one I was a bit confused about, but hey, we Fiend Kodo Dark Squid. What is this? The Nimzowitch defense declined. So we're starting the Nimzo. I don't know. I don't study these. So I was nervous. So I was nervous about pushing this, and I was nervous about pushing up here. Generally, when I stray too far away from opening principles, I get kind of screwedy-dude. This wasn't my favorite just because you can't really come here. And this is too strong, right? They push out. I take. They take. It's just strong. Okay, they come out. Developing Knights. Now, this is a sexy little outpost that I kind of want. I go ahead and castle, get my king safe. Not a good move, not a bad move according to the engine. Yeah. See, I thought they should have came all the way up here. I didn't fully understand it, but hey, I did go all the way up. Just trying to contest these squares. This is going to be a fight in the center. I know it unless I want to like lock it down. But if you lock it down, you do get a bit of call it compensation. Takes. I'm in control of at least that one and soon to be this one when I move my rook over. Figured that would happen. Come in here. So maybe this wasn't the greatest move, but the idea was I wanted to pin this knight and maybe push this up and start a little beef here. That's something to look at a little bit later. They take, or I decide to take because I thought this was just better. I can't exactly remember. I just didn't think it was great. I think that's what it was. Okay, push it up. Yeah, so this I wanted to... So this, it connects my rooks, but also I'm now looking at that weak pawn. There's not a lot I can do after that weak pawn, but that's what I was looking at. They come down. This take. Now, I figured they would take with the pawn, and then I could try and get in on this side or something. There was a reason for this. I just figured they'd take the pawn and I could get control. They want to trade queens. I go ahead and trade queens. I realize, probably not the best move, but at this point, it's even. Their structure is a bit worse with doubled pawns. It's super even. if there's one thing I'm good at, it's doing even stuff. I came up this way to b5 with my knight to hit the c7 square. Although it's not forking anything, it's still like a good. It stops a lot of stuff from happening, and you can't really with a pawn kick off of there. And so I go ahead and take it. They move over. I doubt. Oh, nice. I did do the best move. And so now it's kind of about kicking everything that needs to get kicked out of there. Taking with the pawn. Yeah, getting my king out of there my knight out of there could have been good. But I also thought about maybe the open file, and I did see this right here with rook to e8, knight takes rook, and then I can also get on this now dark squared outpost. That's not going to be, you're not going to mess with my knight here, except for the king. As they come down, I also don't think that was the best move. We go ahead and implement. You know what? It's a plan, though. It's a plan, and it worked. And I wanted to get my knight to a better square. This was a good plan on my opponent, right? They're looking at this square. So I fully see that they're going to get a pawn. There's no way to if I defend this pawn, I lose my knight. So, and then my plan was, so the two options that presented me, and I'm very interested in seeing, looks like I did do the best one, but the two plans that I saw was to take this pawn while threatening this light squared bishop and giving up my knight, or to come here to f6 with a tempo on the king. The reason I didn't do that is because king to g7, and again, now my knight is in danger. I can't defend here, and they can easily just take, and it's almost like a pseudo fork. My knight can be taken at any time because their knight is doing so much, scary stuff. Not to mention, I do have back rank issues right now. So they could come here, fork my king, and now they, I don't know. It's even. Yes, I also it's just scary. So I end up taking the pawn. I know they're going to take a pawn, and I want to keep, a semblance of what you call it, advantage. I was trying to, and at this point I've figured if they move their rook, I don't know what the best move is here, but if they move their rook, I can take another pawn with a bit of tempo on their rook. If they take down here, move my rook, move my rook. Ideas of maybe if I had more than one rook, just taking the light squared bishop. Also had ideas here of taking my light squared bishop and just trading my light squared bishop off. That would have been really complicated. So they come down. Yeah. So I basically give them a tempo. But now I'm just way better. I didn't feel like I was way better. I felt very frustrated by that move. I guess let's see, here, can't go here. If I went here, you could go here or here. And the knight only has one good square, which is here. So the knight's almost trapped. You just have to be real careful with that kind of stuff. Right? Here. Yeah. Well. I even it up. I want the open file, though. They do a great move. Here, I was just like, oh man, I can't. Defended twice. Takes, 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 takes. I can't do a lot, so I come back. Oh, yeah. I guess this would have been real smart. I figured they might try to come down, take, and I did, it's not the best, but trading is technically in my benefit here. So they take, I take, really it would be something like, I want to get my knight here. So they try and figure out a way, come here, and then hit them with that same trick. Boop. How would I get my knight here? This would be a really strong one. If I could get rid of this. Right? Is there a way to, like, pressure you to get the tempo? Whatever. Anyway, so the blunder happens. May have been a mouse slip. I definitely could see it being a mouse slip. I definitely could see it being a mouse slip. Because it works where it didn't before. And now it's like, take, 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 take. Yeah. They went here. Yeah. Oh, you can't take because you're here. Ah. Anyway, they blundered. I took because that's the most obvious move, and then they resigned. So now we're going to go to the meat and potatoes of this, which is the chess dojo, where we're going to where we will do a full kind of analysis of where we went wrong. This is, and you're going to see, so we're going to do it in real time. No comments. We're going to edit the PGN. That's how we do it. All right, and we could say a rapid game against highest opponent. So this is my highest rated opponent. At the time, they were about 100 above me. In the 1,000, it's games like this that make me think that, like, I'm at a rating in which I need to be. Everybody that's low rating thinks they should be a higher rated, and I don't subscribe to that. I think I'm where I need to be. And in a few weeks, maybe look at that, me not being able to spell. Maybe in a few weeks I can, or a week or two, or whenever I could do, something like this. But I got checkmated pretty hard after 24 moves. So let's see, E4, E5, or D5. I don't know, again, what this is. I do know, generally speaking, you're going to go ahead and take. So now we're running into stuff that I don't really deal with. I've never, to my knowledge, had this move played. So it's a gambit, and I know that, but now I'm focused on, okay, well, if we just develop like normal, and this is what I see, right? If we come here, this is what I didn't want to do. Here, you're just here. You're even, but the tempo that you can win usually on the queen is no longer there. Which is, we'll call it not great. And yeah, maybe you can win a tempo this way, but it's just now, we're just getting real. I didn't see past this, and I couldn't figure out what a good next move would be. So you could do here, um, you know, if you could get move this, you could come here, but then you just get taken, and yeah, I don't know. I didn't want this to happen, so I played bishop c4 because if the same thing happens, right? Takes, 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 we still get our tempo on the queen. Granted, here's where it's not great, is here. So that was definitely a misplay. Then you come here, they come out, and you're here. That's how I've dealt with like these kind of early queen stuff before. So I do, have an idea as to how you would deal with it, but they're a pawn up. I have an isolated pawn. My king side is decimated. I'm way ahead in development, so like I'd probably play as white in this situation. But yeah. Not bad. Okay. They push up. So and so obviously, right, if we go through that line, that's not what happened because that's what would have happened or close enough to it. So they put more pressure, and now I'm starting to feel it a little bit about, 3 attackers, 1 defender. What can I do here? I keep trying to pile on defenders. Another idea I had at this point was to take. But then they take, and I guess we're just kind of playing chess at this point. Now they're ahead in development. And I don't necessarily like that. Granted, I could, now I could start coming here and looking at, just developing my pieces. So I did not necessarily like that. Which is why I decided to, because, takes, oops, takes, oops, no, they would never do that. Okay, so now, and this is kind of where I get a bit dumb, right? So, takes, oh, that's what happens. Oh, and this is, I do get slightly tricky, right? I come here, right? But if it went the way they wanted to, now they just win that piece. Now they've won 2 pawns. And again, we are now on the struggle bus, this time without a light squared bishop to help. And they would absolutely want to take, this. So say we did something like this. They could take, and I would take this. Whoops, nope. And I would take this all day. Now you're a piece up. I take it all day. White is shattered, and you've barely moved 2 pieces. So, obviously, I didn't want that to happen, which is why I, abandoned open principles is tough. And I don't think this is the most complicated. It's even if they want to come out and trade, I'll trade with them. Kind of abandoning that pawn. Knight c6 to block it. Okay. I don't necessarily want to take just yet, because it doesn't give me anything. It solidifies their center even more. So here, I wanted to blockade this pawn. I didn't want him to push up anymore. I don't have a lot of defenders right now. And now we're getting into a position I feel more comfortable in. They push up. I don't really want to take. And here I do get into a little bit of, I feel a little bit of pressure, right? So what did I see here? I calculated this move here, and then this fork. And this fork is protected by this bishop. Well, it's not a fork, but now I have to move here, and I didn't like this. This is what I did not want to deal with. And so that was the idea behind A3, is because now if you come here, I can go back, you come down one more, I can take. And then, if you want to take back, okay, but, I felt just a lot more comfortable having an eventual escape square if I needed it. Not that I want it, because, then this row is vulnerable, and I'm kind of chewing on rocks. And so let's see, if I did a developing move, this is what I saw. Let's see how bad it is. So I can't take. I'd have to come down here, and then they would come there. And I didn't have an idea on what to do here. Granted, hold on. I could come here. And then what? And they take. And I take. And now I'm a pawn up with this, not fun looking thing. So there must have been a better move. Yeah, I just didn't have to take that at all. Well, looks like my calculation was not great. For some reason, I thought this was a fork. It's not. And I could just, now this is attacked twice and defended once because they blocked their queen. Dang! Dang, I could have got. I've done this too. With I on F7. Now what would they do here? Let's see. Probably come here. Then what do I do? Well, you can't take, that's for sure. You could trade. Boop. Boop. Here, so you do have to be careful. They wouldn't do that. They could push up, but then you just take. They could come here, eyeing this pawn, but that isn't great either because that kind of just like nullifies it. I could come here, attack here. Well, let's see. You could just come here. It's protected. I mean, it'd be kind of the same thing. Bishop's more or less trapped. This is attacked twice, but you're losing, like, whatever. So I very much doubt that this is the position they would find themselves in. Especially because, I could take, you could take back, I can now take. Let's see. You can't. You can come forward. That I think would be even worse. So you could take, 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 but that's just not great, you know, because you're not attacking nothing, and I'm 2 pawns up, and after I castle, I have like a stinking ridiculous um yeah, and this is just too much pressure on the queen because I'm gonna oh nope no 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 no. So what would you do? You'd might come here. No? Here? Uh I don't know. That wouldn't happen for sure. Um anyway, A3. So this was a lot better than I thought. And that's complications that I've dealt with is, the move is better than I realize it is, even though I see the move. But now in my head, this is no longer like as big of a threat because I can take. It opens up the file. He doesn't go for that. He comes up, obviously, and so then this is now protected, and my light squared bishop is kind of out of the game for a minute. I can't really move this knight much of anywhere. I decide to, let's see. I want to get castled. I'm starting to stress a little bit. As you can see, I'm 11 minutes. So they come out, attacking this pawn. Because now takes. It's an even trade, and they're skewering this knight, which frees up the defense or any attack on this pawn to then push forward. And everything's just about to get crazy. It's very to me it seems like a very complicated position. Go ahead and castle. They castle. I want to keep developing, so I decide to pin that knight. They still have the pin. Their idea here that I am envisioning is they're wanting to push open that pawn. I don't necessarily want that to happen. This is a free pawn. Aha. They move over to protect this boy here. Was that not? Hold on. That was dumb. This is why I lost. Is I sacrificed in exchange for nothing. Anyway, I wonder if that was one of those where I realized it just in time. Here, so this move was not to stop the protect from the knight. Although that is a byproduct, the goal here is to push my queen here, and then fork these two. I don't know if they see that or not. I decide. Okay, this was a mouse slip. Because I was not wanting to put my queen here. Although, I quickly was able to shift gears into something I think would be better. What I was contemplating was coming here. They take. I take here. You can't. And say, maybe you're here. Takes. They're still a pawn up. But if I can maybe do some kind of rook lift, here maybe. Let's see, they would come here. Yeah, and then that would just be a real solid move. Probably come back here. Anyway, so that was a mouse slip. I didn't necessarily want it to be there. I tried to make the best of it. I thought I did a decent job. I took back. So now I basically, in the game, am like, I need a really strong attack. So even though, like, my idea was not the greatest, let's see, what did I... And then the other one was, I just didn't see a super great... I really wanted this fork. I thought this fork would be really good. I realize now it's probably not the best. Here, queen comes out. There's still a pawn up. So I don't want to trade pieces. I want to trade pawns. Now I think this would be a lot stronger. I can't quite get my knight there, though. I think that'd be a lot stronger here, though. Okay, it takes h5. I create some pretty good threats. Now, here, this is very frustrating. Okay, I've seen this trap before, right? This is what I calculated, and I did not like it, but after further review, it may not have been as bad as I thought. If you take, you have this fork. Boom. They then have to, you can come back, and you just lost your knight. That's the calculation, coach. And I did not want to do that. So I didn't here. Now, the only thing here, though, is you have to be crazy careful because you're now a piece down, and I don't know if there's a way to come back from this. I try taking. They take back. And so now, with the idea, if they take, I have this, idea. It's not a great idea. But anyway, they come up, they take, I take back, they come forward. Now they come forward, and I come here, and that is all she wrote. This is the checkmate that I did not see. This right here is solid because I'm gonna win a queen next round, like next move. Here, you have to go somewhere. Maybe you can go up here. It doesn't matter. Come here, and I've won a queen. Now, say they do something else, right? Say they push a pawn, and I come here, and is there a way for the... No. Say they come here, sure. Takes, and I'm up 3. Oh, yeah, that's because of this. Oh, this little disgusto of a move. Look at that. Come here. I don't know, you start gobbling stuff up and you're fine. Anyway, so this was a live analysis looking at it. I do think there were some pretty key spots. Maybe A3. This was probably, if we're doing blunder game and don't want to go into like a crazy long analysis, I think this was maybe one point in which I could have, there was a lot of stuff, but who knows? But I do have to get off of here. We'll see y'all later. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully I'll be doing more lives.